really nice and the place is just fantastic.
We like here. We have been resting in Sochi every year since 2010, and we don't want to go anywhere else.
Sochi, Adler, it's like Disneyland.
Today we will talk about Sochi.
It's really nice and the place is just fantastic. I mean, okay, it's not the Caribbean, it's not Italy, but still, it's pretty nice by any standards whatsoever.
Мы в Сочи первый раз, ну, в принципе, мы довольны отдыхом.
То есть благодаря пандемии русские открывают...
Да, да.
На самом деле так и получилось. Мы бы, наверное,
Не поехали
сюда, если бы не получилось так, чтобы практически все закрыто.
Sochi is the largest resort city in Russia, which is located on the Black Sea coast. Everyone who is planning a trip to Sochi for the first time has a question. Why is Sochi called Big Sochi? Sochi and Big Sochi. What is the difference? Adler, Khosta, Lazarevskoe are those cities? But why do people call them Sochi? Look, this is Sochi. Sochi includes 4 districts. Adlerski district. The administrative center is Adler. Pay attention. Adler is not a city.
Это микрорайон и административный центр Адлерского района города Сочи.
Then Khostinsky district. Administrative center is Khosta. Lazarevskoe. The administrative center is Lazarevskoe. Central district. The administrative center is Sochi. This is Sochi, and all those districts are Sochi too. What? That is why, in order for people to not get confused, those 4 districts are called Big Sochi and the central region is called Sochi. So we have sorted this out. The next question that arises before every guest of Sochi is where to go. Let's get to know each of the 4 districts of Big Sochi and start with Adlersky district. One of the advantages or disadvantages, we will talk about it later, is that Adler is located very close to the airport. I flew to Adler at night and ordered a taxi for 150 rubles. I highly recommend you to take a taxi through the app. In my subjective opinion, Adler is the most attractive of the 4 districts, but I have visited each district and I will tell you about each. Adler is a very compact, cozy, nice resort. There are typical mainly panel apartment buildings pretty well in the center of Adler, a very cool atmosphere. Closer to the coast are located low-rise private buildings, including hotels, guest houses, the private sector. Everything is very compact. If you like to read travel guides before your trips, you will find the information that the local market is a must-see place. I went to this market to see what is special there. I'm not an expert of markets, but the market is like a market. Yes, mojito and bars look quite exotic, as well as the full countries of churchkela, spices, halva, but this market looks the same as most of markets in Russia. Let's go better to one of the main places in Adler, to Promenade. I flew to Adler in September. There was a storm at the time, so in this video you will see both stormy sea and completely calm. During the storm, the beach was closed for swimming. People could take a tan, but the lifeguards strictly controlled the beach and no one could enter the sea. When the waves were very high, people were not allowed to go to the beach at all, because not everyone could understand that it's dangerous to swim. After 3-4 days, the weather returned to normal. When we came to the promenade, did you see the sign? And here is again the moment which I need to explain. The whole coast of Big Sochi is divided into beaches. This is the coast of Adler and the beaches. If you are planning to go to Sochi one day, I recommend you to consider the beaches from Chaika to the Imeretinskaya Embankment. And now I invite you to walk together from Chaika to Imeretinka on foot. By someone's standards, this is quite far, but this is the best way to show you the area, how the embankment look like, how to go there, and how all the beaches differ from each other. And yes, I don't recommend you the beach next to the railway station, but we will come back to this point later. During our walk, I recommended to look around at what surrounds us, the promenade, beaches, because that can help you to make a choice in favor of one of the 4 districts of Big Sochi in the future. There are many shops with souvenirs, clothes, many different entertainments on the promenade. As you have already noticed, for the fast food lovers, there are McDonald's and KFC. For the lovers of good food, there is a choice of good restaurants. For the lovers of Russian home cooking, there are stolovые. About canteens, some Russians are absolutely sure that it's expensive to live and eat in Sochi. In my subjective opinion, in Sochi you can eat and live both expensive and inexpensive. Inexpensive, it does not mean that with a bad quality. Sochi has a huge number of very cool canteens. In no one Russian city have I eaten so cheap and tasty as in Sochi. No in one. I will show you the prices and you can understand what I'm talking about.
Ачму? Пожалуйста.
We have eaten here. In principle, we like it. Our stomach didn't hurt.
For €5 you can have a feast.
So back to promenade. As I said earlier, the whole coast is divided into beaches. Some of those beaches are urban, some of them are rented by hotels, but despite this fact, anyone can come to the territory of most beaches for free, even if the hotel rents this beach. If you want to use the sunbed, then you should pay for them, but you can also settle down without sunbeds for free.
Мы несем ответственность за жизнь отдыхающих, то, что все происходит на воде. Санитарное состояние, чтобы не было ни дебоши, ничего такого. То, чтобы был культурный и комфортный отдых.
Да, друзья, форелечка, только закоптили, друзья. Также приглашаем вас посетить наш большой теплоходник.
As you can see, all the beaches are pebbly, in rare cases sandy.
One thing, if you do come here, do bring flip-flops. Without them, you're not going to enjoy it too much. It's a little bit uncomfortable, but still fine.
All beaches without exception have free changing rooms and showers, but some beaches unfortunately have problems with toilets.
Тут пляж Чкаловский. На пляже проблемы с уборными. Очень много людей с детьми, и все ходят, спрашивают, и мы, в принципе, не исключение.
On the promenade you can find an unusual entertainment. What do you feel?
А вы попробуйте, это не передать ощущение, это надо попробовать. Немного щекотки.
They are, how to explain, they suck, because they don't have teeth. What is the effect? What do you feel?
Сначала очень щекотно, а потом очень приятно.
Заходите, посидите, чтобы вы сами.
А что они дают?
Они убирают
Пилинг?
Нет. То есть
Ну почему нет? Это же снимают.
рыбки больше направлены на лечение. То есть пилинг там совсем немножко. Больше они лечебные рыбки.
Сперва щекотно, а потом очень приятно.
А потом вообще не хочется выходить. Сначала
А ванны такие бывают?
There is also a bath with fish and a separate aquarium for the face. At first I was very fascinated by this idea, but after a couple of minutes I decided that this is a very, let's say, not hygienic procedure. But let's go back to the promenade. Meanwhile, we are approaching to this bridge and we are halfway to Imeretinskaya. Why do I want to show you the Imeretinskaya Embankment? I would jump ahead a little in saying that the area of the Imeretinskaya Embankment is the most attractive because it's a new area that was built for the Olympic Games. The Olympic Games were held in Sochi in 2014. There is also the Olympic Park, one of the main venues of the Winter Olympic Games. Walking along the promenade, you will see very beautiful views. On the one hand the beach, the sea, on the other the Olympic Park, the amusement park. I don't know if the video passed all the beauty, but it's really very beautiful there. This area was not inhabited by people till the Olympic Games. There was a swamp, thorns, a jungle of thorns. The water here is clean. No one has bathed here for millions of years, because it was impossible to swim. After the Olympic, each person can swim here. Those houses, are they all new? Absolutely everything around us was built for the Olympic Games. This is the seaport. It was built by Deripaska under the strict control of Putin. Much cleaner, of course. The virgin beaches. Despite the fact that so many tourists come here to rest for several years, only 5 years. You know, there are no sewage drains in this part of the city, while in other they are. But I will tell you a secret. In the USSR, pipes were laid 2 kilometers deep into the sea. Large iron pipes. Now those pipes are rotten, and no one is putting new ones. That is why our water is not very good now. Say to Putin about it. Can I drink tap water? You can drink any tap water here. You will never have any problems. I drive many people from Siberia, from Far East, from Urals, and they say, "Look, we didn't know that we have such a cool places in Russia." And I answer, "Guys, it's really good here. You just don't understand it. There is entertainment for every taste. We have nightclubs, super modern hotels. Everything was built for capricious foreigners." Tell me, what if we would compare Adler, Khosta, Sochi and Lazarevskoe? There is nothing special and super modern in Sochi. It's just our administration is located there. Adler with the Olympic Village is the best. We don't have a traffic jams here as in Sochi. Here is the breath of the Russian soul. A huge field, 264 hectares. Here there is a lot of space. Come and relax. No traffic jams, many stores, infrastructure. The territory is equipped. Here is very equipped promenade. It starts from here to the border with Abkhazia. The first beat is Imeretinskaya, the second is Rosakhutor, then Bogatyr, then Radisson, then cottages. So, as I told you before, the area of the Imeretinskaya Embankment is the most attractive. And one more bonus for those who will live in this area, that the Olympic Park, as an important attraction of the Krasnodar region, is located right here, just a few minutes away. And the cherry on the cake will be the evening fountain show. Many tourists from all districts of Big Sochi come here to see this fountain show. This is not such a huge show as you might imagine, but if you live in Adler, you should definitely come here to see it. Let's summarize a little bit about Adler. I can't say that this is a big minus, but I should let you know about it. Do you remember that I said that the proximity of the airport to Adler can be both as a plus and a minus? Look. I don't know how many flights per day the airport served in September, but for the first 3 days I heard every flight, including night flights. I don't know if it's possible to understand what I mean through this video, but the airlines were flying extremely low, and there was a terrible hum. The first 2 days I asked the locals, how it's possible to live here with such a hum? But after 3 days I got used to it too, and stopped paying attention to it. Adler has a great location. The Olympic Park is located in Adler. Abkhazia is near, 8 kilometers, and you are on the border. Ski resorts are just over 40 kilometers away. The center of Sochi is 30 kilometers. Anyway, all signs, icon places, places that you need to visit, you can visit from any district. The exception is Lazarevskoe, because it's located a little farther away, but we will come back to it. I mean, we will get to it. Now, let's get to know Khosta. Sochi has a very well-developed transport infrastructure. If you don't have a car, you can travel from one district to another by bus or by train, but despite the fact that there are huge traffic jams in Sochi and you can spend an hour and a half in a crowded bus, locals still prefer the bus to the trains, even for such distances as Adler-Sochi. For example, from Adler to Khosta 12 minutes by train. I rode by bus. Can you imagine how much time was wasted? But the advantage of buses is that buses run more often than trains. We are passing the Adler railway station. Do you remember I told you about the beach near the railway station? Now I can show you the embankment and the beaches here. That is why I don't really recommend this part of the city. I came to Khosta. Let's see how this area looks like. My meeting with Khosta was the shortest one. It's quite very small district. There are not as many tourists as in other areas of Sochi. A small shopping center, a small park, a small central beach, where we are going now. One place that stands out from this list is a huge and most beautiful grove, the pride and attraction of Khosta. This is a relic forest on the slope of Mount Ahun, which deserves a separate video. Due to above criteria, many Russian tourists prefer to travel to this area of Sochi and appreciate it for the absence of crowds of tourists and privacy. There are several beaches in Khosta, but we will walk to the central, municipal beach. Well, actually, this is the embankment, and this is the beach. As you can see, there is no such scale and beauty as in Adler, but some people don't really need it. I can tell you that there is one big difference between this place and other beach areas in Big Sochi. There is a presenter who plays music, makes public announcements during the day. That is not bad.
Курение на пляже запрещено. Уважаемые взрослые, следим за своими детьми, особенно когда они находятся в море.
But what I didn't like, there are many advertising on the beach.
Дорогие друзья, покупайте 2 шарика мороженого и 3 в подарок. Ну и, конечно же, обязательно попробуйте самые настоящие грузинские лимонады на Тахтаре. Ну и массажист Вячеслав, который, конечно же, ждет каждого из вас.
Nowadays there are so many advertisements around. People come to the resort to rest, but here it's the same situation. But anyway, people are in a great mood and this is wonderful. But we are going to the central district, to Sochi. Central Sochi had the most developed social and entertainment infrastructure. And when 99% of people say I want to go to Sochi, they mean exactly this area. Many people start to meet with this district from the railway station. The station, by the way, is an architecture monument. It's listed in the Red Book as one of the most beautiful stations in Europe. That is why it's often called like the visiting card of the district. It's a short walk from the railway station to the central promenade. Look, Sochi railway station, Seaport, 20 minutes walk along Imeretinskaya Street, and you are there. Do you know how the locals understand which Russian is a tourist and which Russian is a local? If a person walks in a swimsuit in the city center, then this is definitely a tourist. Locals don't like when tourists walk in swimsuit in the center of Sochi. And I can understand the locals. It's okay if they are walking along the beach like that, but when I walk in the city center or here on Navaginskaya Street and someone walks in underwear, this is a swimsuit, but still. It's like to walk on Red Square in Moscow in swimsuit. You don't walk like this in your city, right? Why are you walking like this here? This is a mystery. People say, well, we're at sea. Yes, but now you are not at the sea, you are in the city center. Navaginskaya Street is a central pedestrian street where both west of the city and locals walk, relax, spend time. There are unbelievable beautiful palm trees that grow along the street. By the way, they are illuminated in the evening. Have you ever seen palm trees in Russia? If not, come to Sochi. You can find many exotic plants, palms, bananas. Yes, even banana trees grow in Sochi. It's a rare thing when on the same street you can find a park area, a square with a fountain, a huge shopping center, administrative buildings, cafe, restaurants. All taste can be catered for here. Due to the fact that in 2020 there were no festive events dedicated to May 9th, they decided not to remove the elements of the festive decoration in all regions of Sochi without exception. We are at the Seaport, which is located next to the central promenade. As you can see, the Seaport is a very popular tourist place. Here you can take a boat trip on the yacht, motor ship, boat, or just enjoy the beautiful panoramas and architecture. By the way, the building of the Seaport station is officially considered as a cultural monument of federal significance. Nice place for a walk, for a photo session. Just a few minutes walk and you will be on the central promenade. The central promenade of Sochi is also called the visiting card of Sochi. As we already understood, Sochi has a lot of business cards. What can I say? There are more shops than in Adler. I would even say that there is such a large shopping line along the sea. Clothes, souvenirs, services. I had a funny meeting with Sochi. I decided not to move to Adler and just came to Sochi to shoot this video. So when I arrived for the first time and reached the seaport, I looked at the seaport and thought, what am I still doing in Adler? Then I read the end of the promenade and thought, I want to go back to Adler. But that does not mean that it's bad here, of course not. Sochi is a beautiful district, and all 4 districts are beautiful, but each one in its own way. But you need to choose the area where you will feel most comfortable. The promenade here, I don't know if it's possible to say like that, but it looks like more commercial area. Walking along the promenade, you pass right through cafes, restaurants. You walk along the promenade and then oops! And suddenly you are in a walk-through cafe where the flooring tiled, table on both sides, and the manager invites you to stop for lunch. Few minutes later, you are back to the promenade. I can't say that I really like this promenade. That is why probably I wanted to return to Adler with its space, the opportunity to ride bicycles, scooters along the promenade. This promenade is not exactly suitable for it. One more moment. When you choose the district of Big Sochi where you want to live, pay attention that Sochi is located in a mountains area, which means that you will always go up and down, walking both along the promenade and around the city. The promenade is very short. The walk ends with such a dead end. Let's go back and I will show you another, cooler beach. On the way to this beach, you will continue to meet with the city. If you have the strength and opportunity to walk, walk. Everything is very close. There are many concerts, events, festivals take place in Sochi. You can visit the theater, water park, Delfinarium, Riviera Park, this is an amusement park, and many other places. Next to the Riviera Park, there is the beach that I told you about. The best promenade in Sochi is considered the promenade on this beach, and within the framework of Sochi, it really deserves special attention. The beach is quite small but cozy. Everything is very equipped, tasteful. There are areas for relax, areas for sports, playgrounds. There is a cinema where you can watch excellent sunrises and sunsets every day. Unlike the central embankment, there is enough space, a wide beach. The beach area itself is almost the same for all resorts, slightly different in design, but the meaning is the same everywhere. As I said earlier, showers, changing rooms, everything is definitely for free. By the way, on this beach I have not heard any advertising, although there are quite a lot of them in the center of Sochi and on the central Sochi promenade. Well, now we are going to the farthest from the center of Sochi and the longest district, to Lazarevskoe. I went to Lazarevskoe by train.
The next stop will be
Again, if you are without a car, your journey from Sochi to Lazarevskoe will take from an hour to 2, depending on which train you will take. For myself, I describe Lazarevskoe as a beach vacation, because it's located a little farther from the center of the Sochi, and if you plan to take some excursions, be prepared to spend 5 hours on the road, plus the time for excursion. It can be tiring, but Lazarevskoe has an advantage in one issue. Many Russian tourists choose Lazarevskoe because of housing. I will explain. 95% of the private sector offer their accommodation to tourists. People live by this. Even in the highest season in June, July, August for foreigners, prices are ridiculously small. It's hard to believe, but some Russian tourists come to this resort without housing and find it on the spot. Hotels, cottages, hostels, private sector, sanatorium, guest houses, apartments. The choice is huge. On many houses you will see signs. But you should know that the conditions of the private sector range from the level room with a toilet outside to excellent guest houses with a swimming pool and everything you need for a comfortable stay. I stayed in a guest house where people lived from 2 weeks to 1 month. As they told me, they prefer only Lazarevskoe and come here every year. I can't say that the rest here is cheaper or more expensive than in Adler, Sochi, Khosta. Prices are almost the same everywhere. Canteens look more modest than in Adler and Sochi, and what is interesting, the prices in canteens within Lazarevskoe may differ. Lazarevskoe is small and compact. There are many activities for children. Adults will also have a good time here, because the nature here is just unbelievable. Waterfalls, gorges, mountains. Of course, tourists can always buy excursions, despite the fact that the road may be longer than the excursion itself. But anyway, people travel a lot. An interesting fact about Lazarevskoe. Here is the tallest Ferris wheel in Russia. Who would have thought? The advantage of Lazarevskoe is a wide beach without breakwaters, which many tourists don't like in other areas of Sochi. Many Russian families choose Lazarevskoe because they believe that the sea is cleaner here. But this is not like that. If we compare the sea water in Adler, Sochi, Khosta, Lazarevskoe, it will not be indicative at all, because the water was constantly changing. One day it's clear as a tear, then a little cloudy.
В зависимости от времени. С утра она чище, она зеркальная, после обеда она становится мутноватой. Опять же, от погоды. Вот видите, там речка впадает. Соответственно, уровень реки поднялся, река всю грязь вылилась, течением занесло по всему берегу.
How's the water?
Nice, warm, kind of warm. I mean, it's fresh, but nice fresh.
25, 24?
Yeah, something like that. I like it.
I cannot to mention one important thing. On all territory of Big Sochi sometimes happen poisonings. The reason is, I talk about this based on the experience of tourists, my friends, hotel employers. I talk with them about this problem, and they gave me feedback about this issue.
Июль-август. Температура воды начинает очень подниматься, и это очень благоприятная среда для размножения бактерий.
Много отравлений вообще?
В этом году нет. Прошлый год почему-то да. Скорые не уезжали, только деткам, особенно маленьким, попадают на губы, все, да, это инфекция.
Of course, this can happen in any resort and not only in Russia. My friends were lucky to get horribly poisoned in Turkey, but of course it does not make it easier.
Мы сюда ехали как бы не за пляжным отдыхом, а именно посмотреть достопримечательности, которые здесь есть в Сочи. Вот, ну, потому что говорю, что ни разу не были, да, вроде как все близко, и надо это знать, надо это видеть, вот, поэтому. Но то, что мы видели, вот то, что посмотрели, то, что было комплектно.
Пляжный отдых, да? Наверное, нет, а достопримечательности росакhutor, вот, скайпарк, это да.
Надо зимой приезжать еще.
I'm actually planning on coming here for 1-2 weeks every summer.
To be honest, in this video I plan to tell you about Sky Park, Rosakhutor, the Olympic Park and a large number of places. But of course it's impossible to fit everything in one video. So I will tell you about all those places in other videos. Let's summarize.
Any budget can come here. I absolutely agree with you, but it depends on what you expect for that money.
Absolutely.
Like, do you expect luxuries for 20 euros? No, you're not gonna get that. I don't know where you can get.
Мы отдыхаем в Сочи с 2010 года, каждый год, и никуда больше не хотим ехать, только Сочи.
Я думала, у вас пандемия сюда в это...
Нет, мы каждый год.
И не устаете?
Нет.
Sochi, Adler, the mountains. For me, the mountains I love mountains in general. I love mountaineering and trekking. So for me, that place is it's like Disneyland.
My dear friends, I hope this video was useful to you. See you in the next city. When autumn begins in all of Russia, in this city there is still summer.